Hello everyone, my name is Jason Parker and welcome back to this channel about magic! That's totally normal. Anyways, in this video I'm going to react to Penn Teller on Penn Teller's Fool Us Season 7. Apparently Penn had this idea and he kept it a secret from Teller. I'm not exactly sure what it is, but I read in an article that Penn was so nervous he felt physically ill. This idea of keeping a secret and trying to surprise Teller. You know, because they work together on the show. Anyways, let's go ahead and see what Penn has in store for Teller. Seems weird to say.
Welcome back to Fool Us. We've got something very special for you up next. This magician normally performs as part of a magic duo, but tonight he thought it would be fun to surprise his partner by performing alone. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Penn
Who, me?
Well, I do happen to have a deck of cards.
Look how shocked he is.
I happen to have a deck of cards. I guess I could give it a try. Just kind of one-on-one. Would you like that? Why don't you come up here and have a sit down right here, would you please? And
I feel like Teller is more shocked at this whole concept than even at some of the magic he sees. Anyway.
have yourself a seat right there. I have a deck of cards right here, and I'm going to do a couple things. This shuffle is for the people at home, and this cut is for the people at home. But what I'd like you to do is, now very carefully, follow the directions very carefully, just give those cards a cut wherever you want, and then complete the cut. And then complete the cut. Now here's what I'm going to do. It's a little procedural on this, okay? I'm going to take the cards that you just cut, and I'm going to turn my back, and I really won't look at anything. I'll spread them out like this, and then just take one card, look at it yourself, don't show it to anyone, memorize it, put it in your vest pocket, the left vest pocket, and then gather them up again nice and cleanly, and give them one cut and complete the cut. And when you've done that, give me a couple knocks there. Oh, good. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your jacket off. Please, take your jacket off. And then you're gonna lay that jacket right over my hands here, this way. It's just like that. Now I'll tell you the premise of this.
I bet right now Teller's mind is just racing, you know? He's so caught off guard that maybe it actually gives Penn a chance to fool Teller. And yeah, I mean, assuming that all the cards in the deck are different, that seems like a fairly fair selection method. I don't have any suspicions so far. Let's proceed.
Trick right now, okay? The premise of this trick is based on exaggeration. You know that I exaggerate an awful lot. I exaggerate more than anybody in the world. So I'm kind of rounding up our experiences on this show because you are the brains of the outfit. As a matter of fact, with everything we do, you're always right. And that means, therefore, I am always wrong. So I'm telling you right up front, Teller, I'm going to tell you right to your face, this trick will go wrong.
I'm so curious as to what he's doing under that coat. And depending what the effect is, I'm already anticipating maybe he had something snuck into Teller's jacket ahead of time by like a stagehand, and he's getting that out now. But no, that wouldn't really be necessary. He has his whole arms under there, so if he really needed some extra prop, he could just get it out of his sleeve. Yeah, this is very curious. Let's keep going.
He really will. It's going to go wrong. It's not going to go well. But so perfectly wrong that I might fool you. Now you've got one card. It's either black or red. There's no magic in that. And I'm going to take and show you one card. Now if you were doing this, the card that I showed you would match the color of the card you have. But I do everything wrong. So when I pull this card out and show it to you like this, and I see that that's a black card, that means, because I'm always wrong, that you picked a red card. Is that right? You picked a...
So he's just gonna continue to narrow this down, showing him what was not his card. That means he already knows what Teller's card is? Or is that a bad assumption to make? Maybe he really doesn't know. But how would he already know the color of the card? I mean, Penn didn't handle the deck, and his hands are covered, so he couldn't even be looking at the cards. All right, let's see where this goes.
Red card. So that is the wrong color. And this is the wrong suit. So I know it's a heart or a diamond. Now, you would pull out the suit that matched yours. But I don't do that. I do everything wrong, so that's a heart, which means you have picked a diamond. Now, to see if it's a face card or a number card, I do this. And that shows me that it is a number card, because that's a face card, because I'm doing everything wrong, Teller. Everything wrong. Now, this one tells me if it's odd or even. And I see that that's even, so I know that your card is odd. Is that correct? And I know it's not any of these odd cards, ace, 3.
How in the heck is he doing this? I am so far completely fooled unless I'll be able to figure something out at the end.
5, 9. So you have picked the 7 of diamonds. Is that correct? Pick the 7 of diamonds. Pull out the 7 of diamonds and show it to the audience. Show it to the audience triumphantly. The 7 of diamonds. Now you're going to go over there and you're going to sit down. You're going to do this alone. It's just me versus you, one-on-one. Mano-a-mano, Penn versus Teller. But you need a mouthpiece. You need someone to speak for you. So we are going to have a mutual friend of ours, Piff, the magic dragon, a friend of us all. Now, Piff will sit in my seat, and Piff will do the talking for you. Good luck.
Penn Gillette, everyone!
That was a really impressive
very
trick.
impressive.
Well, thank you.
How long have you been doing magic?
I've been doing magic for about 45 years.
Okay, all right. So
since I
still
met
relatively new.
Yeah.
This is such a surprise for Teller. Did you see his
Teller
face?
had no idea.
No clue.
Teller just thought we were doing an extra fooler.
So technically, you've already fooled him.
If nothing else, I think we may not have fooled him, but we certainly surprised him.
Definitely. I think if you don't get the trophy, you at least deserve a plaque.
I deserve some sort of plaque.
Yeah. Are you ready? Are ready?
We are ready.
All right, well, I guess I'll give you my thoughts before we hear Teller. Or Piff. By the way, I thought Allison did an excellent job of asking questions that time. It was very interesting and funny. Sometimes her questions are a little... Okay, so is there any way to understand how that trick worked? Is there any way for me to understand? Leave a comment below right now if you already understand or you have some ideas. I will read them and I'll put a heart when I've read them. That's the universal sign for a heart. I feel like I would have to go back and re-watch the selection procedure, but basically he brought out a deck of cards, he turned his back. Okay, well he did some shuffling first, some cutting, but then he turned his back and Teller got to cut the cards and he got to basically just pull out any card he wanted, and then I think he gave it one last cut and he put the card in his pocket. So how in the heck would Penn know Teller's card? So he did need that jacket. He put the jacket on top and he was doing something under there with his hands. Now, either he was actually really doing something important or it was just all misdirection. But I'm kind of leaning towards he was actually doing something under the coat, because otherwise there's pretty much no other option that I can see. So what does Penn have with his hands under the coat? He has his sense of touch. Even if there was some like microscopic braille system on the cards, that wouldn't help because he would have to go through 51 cards and remember the one card he didn't feel. You know what? The only thing I can say is that at the beginning, I think Penn was doing a fake shuffle. Remember, he said, this is for the audience at home, and this cut is for the audience at home. At least maybe the shuffle was fake. And Teller did not get to mix up the cards. He only got to cut them, which doesn't really disturb the order too much. So if, possibly, there was some way for Penn to actually feel on the cards their card's identity, maybe he like cut little notches in them or made little bumps, and they were all in order, he would have the time he needed to like feel them, you know, maybe gradually moving up the card and feel where one of them was missing. And if he's counting, then maybe he would be able to say, oh, that was this specific card. That's my best guess. Some kind of tactile identification of the cards, and they were all in order, so it was easy to go through them. And I think if Teller had had the chance to shuffle the cards before they went under the jacket, then it would have not worked. I feel like I'm getting smarter! Smash like if you think I'm correct. If you think I'm incorrect, leave a comment below. What's your idea? Alright, let's hear what Teller's thoughts are through the mouthpiece of Piff the Magic Dragon.
Okay,
I'm ready.
Here we go.
let's go to Piff and see if Teller knows how you did your trick.
All right. Well, Teller has given it his best shot, and he says that Penn has completely fooled him. So
Well, thank you so much. Let's bring down the...
I feel like that's not what happened.
Is that not correct? I think I might have misunderstood. Hang on a second. Can you just run that by me one more time? Just whisper. Just one more time. He says, fool me once, shame on you. That's it, just shame on you. So. Teller also said to me that Piff and Teller has a much stronger ring to it.
But if nothing else, Teller, I did surprise you, didn't I?
He says no, he knew it all along.
Piff, thank you so much, and thank you for being in my corner, but I believe that we have to do this very specially, just one-on-one. Teller, come up here. We'll have a little discussion right here in front of everybody. Okay, what do you got? Teller knew nothing about this till we did this. It really was a complete surprise. We pretended we were just shooting a regular fooler, and there's no precedent for this. And Teller thinks that I half fooled him, and maybe we bring down the trophy and split it in half. What do you think? We bring down the trophy? We bring down half the trophy? And we'll share that trophy together.
We all just witnessed Penn versus Teller. Penn even found a way to earn a Fuller trophy on his own show. Come back next week for the reunion of Penn and Teller and more amazing magic. We'll see you soon.
All right, so that was rather interesting, and it was kind of a shame that we didn't get to hear Teller's thoughts. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the whole thing. I thought it was an excellent idea, but you know, I would have enjoyed hearing some banter back and forth between the two. That was really funny what Piff had to say, but, you know, inquiring minds want to know. I'm sure all of you watching this at home would have liked to have known what Teller thought, you know? Just a little bit of, you know, coded talk, even though I just completely spilled out my concept for you. Spilled the beans. So again, go ahead and leave a comment what you think about my theory, since we don't have any other theories to discuss. I'm gonna go back to my micro braille concept. And lastly, we'll go ahead and throw in one Aesop's Fable bonus content. Feel free to stop watching here if you're not interested, but if you are interested, let's proceed. Randomly, chapter 166, The Travelers and the Plane Tree. There's a photo also, a very nice image. Now I want to call your attention to the spelling because it's not plane like an ordinary tree, it's spelled like a plane that flies through the air. Not sure if that has some special Old English meaning. Let's just Google that before we start this story. What is a plane tree? Okay, so that is a thing. That's a certain type of tree. Plane tree. Any of the 10 species of the genus Platanus, the only genus of the family Platanaceae. Whatever, some kind of tree. These large trees are native in North America. Characterized by scaling bark, large deciduous, usually palmately lobed leaves, and globous heads of flower and seed. So, scaling bark. Let's see if the story's about that. The Travelers and the Plane Tree. Two travelers were walking along a bare and dusty road in the heat of a summer's day. Coming presently to a plane tree, they joyfully turned aside to shelter from the burning rays of the sun in the deep shade of its spreading branches. As they rested, looking up into the tree, one of them remarked to his companion, "What a useless tree the plane is! It bears no fruit and is of no service to man at all." The plane tree interrupted him with indignation. "You ungrateful creature," it cried, "you come and take shelter under me from the scorching sun, and then, in the very act of enjoying the cool shade of my foliage, you abuse me and call me good for nothing?" And the moral of the storyline is, many a service is met with ingratitude. So I really like that rant. The tree really got into it. Just laid it all out there. Felt like it really put those two travelers in their place. Yeah, so that one, although being a little bit lengthy, was pretty much straightforward. I think we've all met in life situations where we do something and it's not appreciated. And therefore the lesson is, many a service is met with ingratitude. Couldn't be more simple than that. Unless you sitting at home have a better interpretation or something you can add, and you can leave it in a comment below. I'll read that and put a heart. All right. So I've got something. Aside from realizing that when you do an act of service, it may not be appreciated, the real lesson here is to make sure we appreciate when other people do a service for us. Don't forget to say thanks. That's it. That's the lesson. I think when we let people know that we appreciate them, everyone ends up being happier. So yeah, I'm feeling quite like an Aesop fable interpreting expert recently. Just getting all my interpretations 100% correct. Smash like if you like this video. I literally just filmed 5 videos today, 4 reactions and this last one about Penn and Teller, which was also a reaction. And now I'm starving, so I'm gonna order Domino's Pizza because it's Domino's Pizza Tuesday, where I get 80% off of the second large pizza. I don't know why I'm telling you this, but I'm starving. I hope you're having a great week, and I will see you next time. Yup.